Heidi ho, everybody! I'm back along with my sidekick, John C&EI,
Good
aka
morning, all.
Mr. John Linton. So let's do our roll call. First, of course, was Wiggy or 3-Dub. Then came Lynn McCurdy. Then Lee. Hi, Lee. And of course, my audio checker, John Schuylkill River Valley. And then there's Mr. Joe Rader at the Black Rock Central. And Katarina Hawk. And Mr. JB or John Bannicky. And let's see, anybody else? Anybody else? That, I think is it so far. All right. So I know everybody was just beside themselves last Friday when I wasn't on.
And I didn't know what to do with myself.
I bet not, John. I just bet.
Yeah.
And but I'm back. I had a trip to beautiful central Indiana, just north of Indianapolis, a little town called Thornton. And for which will lead me to my first mail call kind of type thing. I just had to go get it myself. Anyway, it was to all right.
That's for goldfish, right? Goldfish seminar?
Yeah, for the big expensive ones. All right, so I got that. And I had a good time. It's always nice to get back with. It's a lot like this hobby, where there's a community. You know what I mean? And it's always good to get back together with them.
Well, Lynn keeps putting in chat that I don't answer messages. Lynn, what messages are you talking about? I don't know. I try to answer. I don't know.
Huh. All right. I just now saw my audio check. Okay. All right. Thank you, John. Hey, Ray Ron. That was beautiful South Texas this morning.
Well, Lynn, on Facebook Messenger, what are you talking about? On the, I try to answer everything. Don't always see everything, but try to answer.
For those on the Facebook Mini Prints website, I'm sure you all saw some more of John's handiwork painting mini prints. We'll take a closer look at those here in a bit. Oh, that ain't any good. I remember when I rolled into San Antonio in August of 82. It was like 108 degrees or something like that. And, but it was a dry heat that day anyway. That's what's weird about San Antonio. Depending on which way the weather's coming from, it can be dry or it can be humid as hell.
Lynn, I'm trying to find that, and I'll tell you, I don't use Messenger a lot. I use regular text message, so that's probably why I didn't see it. I'll try to start
Joe, you were
answering
probably
you.
in the Air Force if I was a betting man.
What's that?
Joe Rader says he was in San Antonio in August of 68. And I'm betting he was in the Air Force and attending basic training at Lackland.
Most likely, yeah. I only made it down there. See, it was in 1981 or 82. One of my fellow tankers had been smashed by a gun tube in his bustle rack of his tank where he was sleeping, where he
Oh, so he
wasn't
was a British
supposed to
Army
be.
medical.
Yeah, he
Fort
almost
Sam.
died. It crushed his chest.
Yeah.
The
Fort Sam's kind of cool. You go to the old quadrangle, which is the old stone fort, with a huge courtyard, and then it's got the big clock tower. And that's supposedly, and there's a plaque there that says it never happened, but it's supposedly where Geronimo jumped out of the clock tower, all right, and survived and escaped or whatever. And they say it never happened, but that's where the legend of paratroopers jumping on the planes would say Geronimo.
Of course, now it's probably just a racial slur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Wichita Falls. Yeah. Another action-packed place to be. My wife calls it Wichita. It's not Wichita Falls, it's Wachita Falls. So, of course, she
Yes,
calls Chicago Chicago, so.
yes, Lynn, to answer your question, yes, we're on this morning.
Lynn says it's a mild 102 out in the high desert.
I've got a rainy 75 here in Middle Tennessee, or eastern Middle Tennessee, actually.
It is a balmy 87 degrees here today. I haven't done anything for the layout, and I probably won't for the rest of the summer because this room gets so hot. Yes, I have an air conditioner back here, but it gets pretty expensive to heat this room. I mean, to cool this room down because it's not real. It wasn't originally part of the interior of the house.
Hey, Joe, it's smoky here too, but I think the whole United States is getting the smoke from Canada, so.
We're not.
You're not down there yet? It's coming your way.
No, not smoky here. The weather patterns aren't. Now, if it was wintertime, it might get here, but I doubt it would get here. The weather patterns are different though in the summertime.
So now, Steve, when you don't work on stuff out in your train room, do you have a workbench inside that place you can work on buildings?
No. I've got that computer desk just inside in the living room, but I don't want to take stuff in there. So I might, I can tinker out here in the mornings a little bit. Like right now, I've got my paint booth set up, and I've gone ahead and I have primed up all my mini prints. I just haven't painted them yet. So.
Thank you, Lynn. And I've got this one in colorized also. My wife got these for me. She had seen them online and picked them up. So it's the exact same print except it's in multicolors.
I didn't even notice the smoke when I was up in Indy, John.
It's
panicky.
It went away for a few days, Steve, and I think I started noticing it Wednesday. Wednesday it started getting smoky again. And I mean, just all over the place. So it wasn't just somebody burning stuff like I do occasionally.
Right.
It was definitely from the Canadian fires. which I'm sure that's going to jump up the cost of lumber and building materials.
No, it's an excuse to raise it anyway.
Yep.
So, let's see. You have that view I can switch over to. Nobody wants to look at me anyway.
Yeah, Lynn, I did see your comment. Maybe Bernard will do something for you on that.
It's free shipping in July. Why didn't you wait a couple days?
He's too quick on the trigger. He wanted to catch up to me with all my mini print stuff. You know, got to keep up with the Johns.
All right, Lee. We'll pretend you're here. Well, you are here, so soldering.
Yeah, I
Now,
haven't.
I've never seen you solder before, Lee. So I presume that it isn't anything like gluing, right? Or like gluing 2 years ago.
What,
That'll
did he
get him in
get his
trouble.
fingers stuck together a lot?
No. We used to call Lee the glue king.
Ah. Oh, well. So you haven't worked any more on the layout.
Not really.
What? What's?
After I got those buildings done back there, the only thing left on Chicago other than detailing is the train sheds, and I didn't want to start those until I could sit down and work on straight through.
Yeah, but you know what's wrong with you? You gotta get going.
Shoot. I just noticed my trolley's not running. There it is.
And I know you can work on mini prints figures because all you got to do is grab your few paints and you can work on that just about any place.
Well, I got those all out ready to go. I haven't been here. When I got home, I was busy getting caught up on everything. So, almost done. I got to go out and take a look at a few things after the live stream for the HOA. But
Hey, I've been using the gray primer. There's been suggestions on using black primer. I haven't tried that yet, but I know after I do my figures in the gray primer, I go ahead and give them a black wash. Just helps to.
I wait till after I paint them and then I give them a black wash.
Well, I find if I do it beforehand, Steve, I can actually tell like where the edge of a shirt ends or the skin ends. It gives it a little bit better definition just for painting.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah, it seems to work, at least for me. I don't know if anybody got.
Well, then do you give them a black wash again after you paint them?
I haven't, but what I've been doing is I've tried to stay away from like seams in between the arm and the torso to leave that grayish black line in there. Sometimes it works. Sometimes they're tiny little things, so it's kind of hard to always do that. But I'm probably going to give him a black wash just to highlight some more things. The lady with the watering bucket, I tried to do a little flower on the outside of the bucket. It turned out, okay. It's just a yellow dot in the center with some white leaves going out around the flower and a green stem behind it. But it gives the the impression of being a nice flower on the side of the watering pot.
Are you ready to show off your mini prints?
Oh, sure. Anytime you are. Why don't you take me off and just do you full screen on
Hang on,
that?
just hang on a second.
Oh, you're getting there?
Well, I can only do one thing at a time.
Oh,
Alright. Do, 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 do. Like that. There we go. So I'll leave you little, but that way you can talk about them.
yeah. So this is pretty much the what was that? The June box of the month. Um, the only thing else that I don't have on there was part of it was the pin that he sent with it, and I've got it around here someplace in my mess. But it's a lapel pin. I don't know if I put it on this hat or what, but I got it here someplace. But that was nice. I was getting ready to order it, but unlike Lynn, I waited a little while and then it actually came in the box. So don't be too quick on ordering things because sometimes you
Yeah,
actually get them.
if you're a member of the month, um, I don't typically order anything that's new because they do have a tendency to show up in the upcoming box of the month.
Well, it's just like the hand cart there. I was going to order that because I liked it. Yeah, I tried to do that. Look like it's old and needs to be restored. Spent a lot of time on that wood. You can't really tell it in the picture, but there's about 8 different colors on that thing. Try to get it looking old. I did see on the website where one person did it in like a safety yellow, which looks good. My intent was to make it look old, so uh, worked out pretty good. The girl playing the frisbee, I thought she turned out real well.
I thought
The
they all
dog
turned out good.
dog looks pretty good. Now
And
Steve
Dr.
gave
Minnie,
me what's that?
and Dr. Minnie,
Yeah, he turned out pretty good. And then Steve gave me a little bit of a hint on the car ride there. He didn't like or he suggested that I do the windshield a silver instead of the sky blue. So I took half of his suggestion. I did the outside silver and I left the inside sky blue.
and
But
that works.
yeah, it's something different. Um, I like painting them in the bright colors because, as I remember as a kid, it was the bright colors of the rides that usually would attract the kids to want to ride them.
Yep.
I saw another one online that was like a teal green, um, just a one tone color across the whole thing. Um, that looked good too. I kind of like this red and green. I thought it was nice and bright to where it would attract the kids. And then I think Lynn asked me what the big red things were, and those are supposedly planters to put outside of stores. So
So,
eventually I'll
so you
put
did
some.
answer uh, question, right?
Yes, I did answer that question. I don't know why he keeps saying I don't
See
answer
what,
his questions,
yeah, see
but
what he did. Just it was a bad rep, man.
yeah. So I may do like some kind of bushes in a couple of them, and then maybe flowers in the other two. As soon as I start getting a storefront that I can um, put them up against. It's like, where do I put the ride? I don't even have a store up. You know, I'm moving slow. It's bad when you get a big piece of property and you have too much to do outside to have enough time to do stuff inside. Well, Lynn, yeah, they're large, but it's not like I haven't seen the real large ones in front of the stores. Usually, it's like a multi-story building, taller building than a single story. I guess it helps to make the building look bigger. I don't know, but Bernard said they were HO scale planters, so we'll see.
Oh, I've got breaker trimming. That's why.
Let me guess, you didn't throw a switch right?
No, I must have bumped the throttle, and one of the engines that I had stopped crept up onto a switch and shorted.
Ah, okay.
And here I'm messing around with the train, thinking it was it, and it's not. It's on the other side of the layout.
Yeah,
So
Lynn,
again, operator error.
Lynn, I guess that would stop vehicles from running into the store. Yes, they are big enough, even at that scale.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay, I don't know if you did all my photos, just some different angles showing what it looks like. I try to do all sides to show things. Again, I really like the girl with the frisbee. She turned out pretty good out of that
I
group.
thought the dog turned out good.
Yeah, dog's good too. That's an HO scale dog there, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or it's a bigger HO scale dog.
yeah.
John, for those that haven't heard the story, John gave me a couple little dogs. Because my wife said I needed animals around the layout and stuff, so he gives me these two little dogs, and you can't hardly see the little things.
They're
So my wife,
puppies.
whenever my wife comes to the training room, that's the first place she goes to check and see if the little dogs are still there. And they're over in the junkyard because they're junkyard dogs.
Uh, I made a little game for him because I sent it on my way up here at I can't remember what town I stopped in Georgia.
Macon.
Macon, yeah, I stopped in Macon and mailed it there with no return address, and it took him a while to figure out who actually sent it to him.
Well, hell, as soon as I opened it up, I knew it was you.
That's not what you said online.
You said I needed junkyard dogs.
Yeah. So they were in the HO section, so I just picked them up. I didn't have any reference size with me to see exactly how big they were, but now you have another dog you can add to the junkyard dogs.
Oh yeah. Now you need to find a little kid to put in that.
Yeah. Well, maybe Bernard will have one, and then you could have a mother standing outside,
Yeah,
waiting for
I
the
bet you.
what?
I bet you I've got some. I've got 300 figures. Uh, some of them are painted, some of them aren't. I'll go through them and see if I can find a little kid for you.
Yeah. I Unfortunately, most of my figures are all the workers.
So where are you going to put the Marlin house
Well, that's going
or Martin
to
house?
be near a house someplace. Uh, I don't have any houses yet. My area is going to be mostly industrial, so I don't know where I'm going to put it. But at least it's painted.
Yep.
And that was a little difficult to paint. can't really see it, but in between the roof and the platform around it, that is painted green. Same with the bottom one below there, and the area there underneath the dormer is also painted. Um, and here's a group of figures I worked on. I think this was oh probably Monday and Tuesday I worked on these.
Didn't you get a guy that's hanging over the edge? Not the one that's looking over the edge, but hanging.
Yeah, I don't have him painted yet.
I gotta see if I have one because I want him to be hanging from the ceiling of one of my buildings.
Well, you should have him because he was in a box of the month setting. I think it was in the same one as the guy looking over the edge. Which now remember, if those of you who got this remember that the guy looking over the edge does not have a face. So I tried to do something with it with a new movie that's coming out. What is it? Number 4 or 5 of the series. And Steve, if well, I hope somebody can figure it out when we go to that picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did
We'll
my
get that
best
picture.
to, but
Yeah,
again, that's real small. It's kind of hard to.
there he is.
So I tried to do it like Scream since that's coming out. It's hard to do that small. It really is. So that's my representation. I don't know where I'm gonna put him, but and if you'll ever see his face anyway. But it.
Oh, it's always fun to have little hidden things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can go on.
Yeah, I am. I was
You're
trying to get
busy, I know. Yeah. And that was the picture of the sign that Lynn had sent me. Actually, Lynn got it, sent it to Steve, and Steve sent it to me. So that was neat. I appreciated that. Lynn put that on. He made it up for his club layout, I believe, and it was real good.
Yeah, whenever Lynn Club sets up that huge modular layout, Lynn always puts the billboards of the different YouTubers around.
Mm.
Mine's always hidden behind somebody's that looks better than mine.
Oh, and he said it will be on his club's next show.
Oh, okay.
Lynn, if you would, make sure you send me a picture of that when you got it on your layout. But that was real neat. I appreciate that. Did I send you any more, Steve? Can't remember.
Yeah. Again,
Okay. Okay, you're busy. I know. I know.
I'm multitasking. No, I guess that's it.
Yeah. Oh,
That's it.
okay. Well, I'll have some more for next time then. Um, those of you that are on the Mini Prince Modelers page probably will see them first. I
Yeah,
know
that's always.
Lynn's already seen them and he's already made comments. And yes, Lynn, I did see those comments. Yes, I
All
appreciate
right,
them.
I get rid of that and go back to that. Actually, I shut the trains off, so I can go back to me and John. Or do we want to be like that?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Smaller the better.
Hey, Gus. Welcome. Yeah, it took me till I think this morning to go through my backlog of videos to watch. All right, from being gone for what, 3 days? Thursday, Friday? No, 4 days.
Yeah, and I'm getting so many people that I have on my list that I'm finding I don't get through them all now anymore. It's not like I sit here and watch YouTube for ages.
Well, I used to watch a lot of the British ones.
Hmm.
All right, but I'll watch them when they're doing landscaping. But if they're doing reviews of British locos and stuff, I pass because it's not ever going to be on one of my lists. So, um, and there's very few. If it's a chat, if it's a show like this, if it's over an hour, I'm not going to watch the whole thing typically. There are some that I do, but not
Well,
all.
I'm sure you watch Charlie all the time.
Oh yeah, I watch Charlie all the time.
He's I don't care if he's doing British Rail or not. He's phenomenal to watch, and so many of the things that he does we can use here. It's
Right,
just
right.
because it's British Rail. But then I also like his review on, like he did a review here lately on all his engines, and I like seeing him. Originally I always thought British engines looked horrible, but I've actually started to like looking at them. They're unique, and then if you go down to the Australian railroad system, boy, what a conglomerate of different styles of engines all thrown into one.
It's like they got British, they got American, and then you take both of those and throw them together
Yeah, yeah,
for some hybrid stuff. It's unique.
yeah. It's
I like to watch. I watch Artie every Friday morning on his Friday Fun Day. I don't watch a whole lot of rail fanning stuff because I'm just not a rail fanner. Rail fanning a layout's a different story.
yeah.
And then if you absolutely have nothing else to do, but you want to keep occupied all day long, you can watch the 6 videos per day that Rayron puts out. Right, Rayron?
Yeah. I got
It's
to
like,
admit, I haven't been on
I'm
his.
caught up, and then there's another Rayron video.
I got to admit, I haven't watched. I think maybe one or two of his. I need to get on there and start watching them also.
Well, he's got a member of the San Antonio down there. And so their layout when they're, passing by different buildings, like they go by the Lone Star Brewery and things like that. So it brings back memories for me. I keep waiting to see Alamo Ironworks, but then I remembered, they tore that down to build the Alamo Dome. So that was probably before Rayron's time.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, welcome, buddy. Hey, Jack. Oh, they're usually pretty quick and easy, Rayron. So it's nice to look at them. So, no issue. I'm just poking the bear.
I watch most of them on my television in the bedroom, so it only gives a list about that long of all my subscribed videos. Well, I have to page down about 10 times to get through everybody.
Oh yeah.
And of course they're actually alphabetically, so Rayron would be down at the bottom.
A lot worse than a knucklehead.
But I try to watch all I can. You never know what your information you're going to get off one of the sites that will answer a problem you've got on yours.
Absolutely. I tell you what, though, I watch a lot of the live streams. I watch, of course, after the fact, and heaths from not this last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before, when he's trying to measure whether his engines are going to pull up at 2% grade or whatever. And I'm looking at it, I'm going, no, you're on. And this is at 2:00 in the morning. I said, no, you're measuring degrees, not percent. And I'm sitting there yelling at the TV to the point my wife said, shut up. I woke her up. That's getting to 300. Why am I close to I don't even keep track. Am I close to 300 or something? I think I've been at like 292 or something for 6 months. Yeah, it was hilarious watching him, and there's other people. Are you sure you're doing this right? No, I'm looking at an 8-foot board, and he's got 2 inches. He's got 1, 2, 3 block that he has a whole board on. So he's got one in each end and one in the middle. Then he's got 2 more lifting it up, approximately at the 48-inch mark, maybe a little bit wider. And I'm going, huh? You're using 2 inches and 50? That's a 4% grade. And he said, everybody back to math class.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was fun.
Well, and it's easily just say 1 inch over 100 inches is a 1% grade. So if you always think that way, you'll be able to figure out.
They call it a percent for a reason. It's 1 in 100.
Yeah.
It's 1%. 2% is 2 inches out of 100.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. Well, a lot of the problem I see is when they don't convert their feet to inches, which is usually the problem of trying to figure out how what percent it is. So
wouldn't 1 foot out of 100 still be 1%?
Yeah, that's 1%.
Because you're not dealing in tens, you're dealing with base 12, but it still would be percent. So, anyway,
yeah.
There.
So anyway, another project I have going on, of course, if you don't know, my layout has been at a standstill. When I moved from Florida up here, I had to tear everything down and start rebuilding it to a different shape of a room. So I've done a little bit of work on it. Need to do a lot more, but money is always an issue, especially when you don't have a job. But I've been looking at this slope on the mountain I have to go down to get to Sparta, Tennessee. I kept looking over there, and they've got exposed granite, but then there's like sheets of finer material. So I've been wanting to stop there and look at this stuff, but I'll do something on a scale board for next time to show this. But I've got like coarse material. Then I did a medium material, and then I did see, where did it go? Here it is. Did a fine material, which would probably be medium for engage, and then I did an ultra fine material. And this is not dirt. This is rock. This is granite. What's
the weight difference? What's the weight difference between that and Woodland Scenic's ballast?
Oh, it's big difference. This is real rock. This isn't whether they use walnut shells or. Yeah, it's heavier, but it's also free. All it costs me is the time it takes to sift it, and I put it through 3 different sifters to get my 4 different weights of stone. And yeah, I got a 5-gallon bucket. I'll be able to do my layout, somebody else's layout. If my club ever finds a place to reset up, our one spot that was going to be
You could have a sifting party.
yeah, and it can be free ballast for the layout. So save the save some money. You know.
Yeah, Lynn, I was waiting for that train to go falling off the board.
Hmm. But yeah, that's you know.
You know, you
We're,
gotta admire Heath though. He puts it all out there, and it's not like any of us haven't made errors. If not that one, others just as bad. So,
make them every day.
God, I'm looking at my little dog that you had painted.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same size as the junkyard dogs.
Well, then maybe I wasn't wrong.
No, I don't think you were now. But this is what I was expecting. The St. Bernards, they're a lot bigger.
Well, yeah. Well, look at some of the birds that we got. Even the eagles are small.
The eagles are big compared to the pigeons.
Well, yeah, pigeons should be minute. We got the bird baths. I'll probably put a couple pigeons around the bird baths.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
next up on my painting line: the bird watcher and the little bird houses and the
Did you
watering.
get the girl flying the paper airplane?
I haven't painted her yet. I do have her, yeah. I think
Okay.
one of her hands broke off.
Oh.
If I had to read the note to figure out exactly what she was doing because that paper airplane is so small and fine that it's like
See, I've got
hard to
multiple.
figure.
I got the ones that came recently within the last couple months or so, but I also have some from last year.
Hmm. Yeah. See, I only started in I think
I have
April is when I
pheasants,
started.
and I got to paint all those too. They're already
No.
primed, but I still got to paint them.
Yeah. Well, get to it. You know.
The
You
mini
say
handbag, yeah, the mini handbag, yeah, it was like a speck of dust, Lynn. That little yellowish thing on his fingertip, like a grain of sand or half a grain of sand.
yeah. I
Yeah, the rabbit ears came off. Yeah, like anybody's gonna notice that.
Yeah, for those I'd have to use like my super duper magnifying headset. I don't think I could do it any other way. See, it actually has 2 lenses that you can put in there and they're interchangeable. And then you also got a third little magnifier um, piece that you can drop down. Plus, of course, the self lit um, headset, which it helps. It helps a lot. More light is better. But on most of this stuff, I've just been using. Where did I put it? I don't know. I actually have my father-in-law who lives with me. I've got his old magnifiers that he used
Hi,
when
Ian.
he was a printer. I don't know where I left him. Probably out there
Hey,
someplace.
good to see you, buddy.
But yeah, it's kind of nice to just sit and paint. I'll I'll go over to where I have all my paints and grab the colors I want to use for whoever or whatever I'm doing at that time and bring them over here. And I've got quite a few lamps that I use to get enough light in this room because my overhead light is horrible. Doesn't light up
Hi,
anything.
everybody. Good to see
This
you.
this right up here. Yeah, that's horrible up there. That's
The
that's going to be changed to an LED 8-foot fixture.
Now here in 2 weeks, I'm leaving July 12th and headed up to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I've got a judge a koi show up there. So I'm going to drop my wife off with the kids in Tennessee, and then go ahead and drive. But I'm going to stop to see friends along the way that I haven't seen in years. But one of the stops I'm going to make is to Caboose Stop Hobbies. And I talked about that when I saw Ian come in, and because he just did a video on his box of goodies that he got from Caboose Stop, and I've got a box that it's probably 3 months worth already. So it's
Hey, you
time.
can save shipping.
Yep. All $15 or so of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, every little bit counts.
And well, since you're going to be in Tennessee, you're going to stop by somebody else's house in Tennessee?
I'm planning on popping over, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It all depends on what the wife's plans are.
Okay.
She's going to be at one of the kids' house while I'm up in Minnesota, and then I'm going to pick her up, and we're going to go to the other kid's house and stay with them for a little bit. Then it all matters whether she's got to get back for church or whatever.
I just remember I'm in eastern middle Tennessee.
Eastern middle Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah. That is,
plateau.
yes. Yeah. Pretty close to the edge of the plateau, but I'm on a mountain on a plateau, so we're about 1,873 feet here compared to my 7.58 feet in Florida.
Yeah, I'm at 60 feet here in Florida.
Yeah. Well, I know because the manhole cover in the circle in front of my house was 7.85 feet.
Lynn, I'd be happy to. I just got to know what, when you say X, was it an amicable breakup, or is she really still upset with you? Because, women in Tennessee have guns.
Yes. Yeah. Just about all of us do up here. Yeah. So I moved from a good state for guns to a good state for guns. And here they even have open carry. So,
Yeah. I mean, I'm a gun right advocate and all that, but open carry is, to me, a very dangerous situation. So.
though, I haven't heard any issues pertaining to people and gun actions with open carry. You don't hear of anything.
All the time.
Not here.
You only hear about things when the media wants you to hear about things.
Oh, well, that's true. That's when, if one particular race shoots another particular race. Yeah, that's correct. But no, I haven't heard anything up here. Usually, the shootings are always with somebody with illegal guns or somebody that's a nutcase, but it doesn't have anything to do with just open carry.
Yeah, we can change the subject.
Yeah.
Back to trains.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do have open carry for trains too. You can carry a train around anytime you want.
Yep. Except in my house, then you can't carry CSX or Norfolk Southern. I'm
hmm
teasing. I'm teasing,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah, or BNSF.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, see, I have one BNSF engine. Um, my daughter got it for me for Father's Day. In fact, 2 years ago, she got it for me for Father's Day. It was at Zitnik's, and of course, she was in um, the Netherlands then. But he, I had seen one in Zitnik's, and I liked it. My wife was with me when I saw that, and my daughter had wanted to get me something for Father's Day, so she got me this. She had my wife pick up the BNSF local. I think it's an SD 40-2, which is a little bit newer than my railroad is, but it's okay. I love the colors. They have a fantastic color scheme on those engines,
The
and
BNSF, yeah.
yeah. So
I was never a fan of the Cascade Green of Burlington Northern, the green and white. I just never liked it. So, no, I love Chinese red and gray. Couldn't be better. Or black and gray with a red and yellow stripe,
hmm,
otherwise known as the Blackbird scheme
yeah.
on the CNQ.
Well, then that's good. You always carry your train in your pocket. Yeah.
For emergencies.
Yes. Yeah. You never know when you'll need a train. Um, big train, little train. If you got enough of them, who cares?
Yeah, you never have enough of them. That's the problem.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Joe says Chessie's best. I don't know about that. There was that one, the Chessie cat. The I think was
I
on.
like the Chelsea Cat.
Yeah, but it was one of the combinations where I think it was a black cat, and it was on a, let's see, what was that? A yellow and a
Yeah, yellow
red
black.
scheme. Um,
Yeah, it's the Chelsea Black Cat scheme. That's the coolest.
yeah, there was just something about that particular s- scheme that I didn't like for some
Yeah,
reason.
but
And
you like the C&EI too. So hey,
well, yeah, but see here, I think what it was on the old lifelike engines and the A AMH engines. Um,
AHM.
yeah,
Those,
AHM,
uh,
American Hobby Modelers. I think it standard for.
I
But
don't know.
anyway, they were low budget, and maybe that was it. That their colors were just so off that they didn't look good. You see that on some of the older, cheaper engines where just nowhere near the correct color, and
Well, hey,
makes them look bad. You know, sorry.
I've seen high dollar prototypical models that don't have the right color.
Yeah, that
So
is true. So I've
same
got
thing when
those.
every now and then you run across one that instead of the gray on top, it's a virtually white or a very very light gray, and you look at it and go, "What the hell?"
hmm Well,
So
my RS ones that you like, Steve. I've got four of them. I got the four numbers that they had that came out in the Illinois blue and orange scheme for the University of Illinois, the Fighting Illini.
yep.
Two are the Atlas Gold, and two are the Atlas. What's the next one down from it?
Oh,
Classic, the Atlas Classic. Those four engines, two of them are the same color, and the other two are a different same color. So even the same manufacturer doesn't have the quality control that they needed.
What a lot of, if you look at the colors, where you see a lot of variation is in the older stock, because they didn't have the standardized numbering or mixing colors that they do today.
Yeah, that's possible.
And now you still have variations,
Yeah.
but it's not that they're each using a different numbered mix on the paint,
Yeah.
all right? Because they think that's what it is. So
Yeah. Well, these I think these are pretty new. I know the Atlas Gold ones just came out in 2020, I think it was, or maybe 2019. Because I bought them new from a hobby shop, so they were a special run. And I only got two from him. The other two I found on the internet, and they were a newer old stock. They were in the new style boxes, and they were newer. Um, but their colors are just off some. But you know, who cares? They're still there.
the Ray Ron says don't even get them started on the UP yellow, and that's probably the most controversial because
Yeah,
guys fight over, oh, that's not the right one, this is, or this is the right one, not that one. And in my book, it just doesn't matter, folks. You look at a train, a consist with 4 or 5 different engines, none of them are the same unless they're all brand new because they're all
right.
figured out to different levels. So, anyway, that's
Yeah,
got me started on it now.
and that's true because yellow and red probably fade the quickest on those. That you can tell the difference. The red fades to a pink, um,
Right, right.
and the yellow fades to a white. So
Although I never saw Burlington CB&Q fade to pink.
yeah, well, maybe they repainted more often.
Could be.
But
Could. Now I take it back. Yes, I have. About 5 years after the merger, uh, with Northern Pacific and Great Northern, because they weren't repainting then, they were repainting to Cascade Green.
hmm,
So,
yeah, yeah.
anyway,
But we can go on and on about colors. Yeah, I can imagine the UP guys really go ballistic on that
yeah.
because I've seen them all,
Even
like a golden yellow to a pale yellow.
even my my B&O, my Capital City Limited, the blue stripe on the passenger cars. Ray Run's comment, about UP. All the blue stripes on my passenger cars. They're all the same manufacturer, but there's about 3 different shades of blue.
Hmm.
So, and yeah, I've got some UP cars that passenger cars that are different colors. But normally, that's different manufacturers on my UPs. On my Ather's,
Yeah,
and they're different runs. That's why.
yeah. And then I always have a different colors of orange for my C&EI stuff. Um, some of them are actually more of a yellow than an orange. I don't know if I'm
It's
going to
hard.
repaint them or not.
It's hard to screw up a California Zephyr.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Chrome or silver or however you want to call it.
Stainless. It's called aluminum or
Stains,
stainless steel.
yeah. So yeah, that's pretty well one color.
Yep.
uh,
Where you get screwed up is on the font, on the lettering.
yeah,
So
yeah. Royal blue and rebel gray. That's pretty good
Yeah,
colors.
I love my Capital City Limited, especially my E unit. Uh, that E unit looks so sharp.
And Joe, as a former reenactor, that would be called Confederate gray, not rebel gray.
Depends. If you were Southerner, it was Confederate gray. If you were Northern, it was Rebel gray.
Yeah, well, but remember, they weren't called rebels until after the Civil War.
I don't know about that, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, that's
I can't say
that's
for sure.
that's the way it was. And just remember that it was not the Civil War; it was the War of Northern Aggression,
War between the states.
or war between the states. Yes, there's nothing civil about it.
I love it when people say War of Northern Aggression when the first shots were fired by the Confederacy on Fort Sumter.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, Joey's Maryland was not part of the South. They were neutral only because the day that their state legislature was supposed to vote on it, Lincoln sent federal troops to Annapolis and wouldn't let them vote because he didn't want the northern capital surrounded by Confederate states.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But he's thinking, hey, what's going on, Heath? We were talking about you. I was telling the story earlier about me yelling at the TV on your percents and degrees until my wife yelled at me at 2 o'clock in the morning to shut up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's below the Mason-Dixon line. The Mason-Dixon line divides Delaware and Maryland, I think. Also across Pennsylvania and Maryland, the border there. Yeah, I think that's probably good enough. Oh, but I did say that, kudos to you for putting it out there, and because we've all made those, if not that error, other errors that are equally as I won't say stupid because it wasn't stupid. I don't know what the word would be. So.
Well, and Heath, I was saying usually what the problem is, people won't change their feet to inches when they try to raise up 1 inch over, 8 feet. Well, no, you got to change that. That's 96 inches. So 1 inch over 96 is, little over a percent.
The first guy on the stream that said something was the Shiguro Warrior or whatever, the anime character. He was the first one to post something on there, and that was I'm sitting there. Come on, somebody read that. Come on, look, believe what he's telling you.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That was right up there at the time. We got the camera looking. And here comes that Broadway limited steam engine right up to the camera and then off. I'm sitting there going, let me catch it. Yeah, whatever. I can't pronounce it. Chikusuzurai, yeah. Samurai. Jigorku. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah.
Or the time that the hooking DCC up and all of a sudden the blue smoke comes out of this one switch. Whoops. We should. God, Heath, you need to go back and put a blooper tape together.
Yeah, that'd be real interesting to watch. I can't remember which one it was, but he had a new section that he was working on with a lot of turnouts, and he was having a problem with the turnouts. And I made the suggestion to him, maybe you want to go to the wooden trains, and you wouldn't have to worry about anything shorting out.
That's why all my switches. There's a couple that aren't. I jumpered,
Mm-hmm.
so I do not rely on the points themselves to conduct electricity. They're
Yeah.
all jumpered, so I
Yeah.
don't typically have that type of problem. And then the other one is and I don't know that he's done it, but I've seen a lot of other people have being frustrated with switches causing shorts, and I'm always sitting there going, oh, here's why. Those are very easy to diagnose. Um, if you get enough facts and can actually see what they're working on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey, Randall. Yeah, that board was teetering. I swore that train was headed to the floor. It was going to be an express route.
Yeah. And Heath, of course, we're just kidding with you because we love watching your videos.
Oh, hell yeah.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, exactly, Lynn. Exactly. I still haven't figured out how that would happen. The only thing I can think of, if there was a jumper wire or something underneath there,
Yeah.
all right, that the nail was hitting on. So I've never had a track nail. I mean, in years and years and years and years, cause a short.
And, unless maybe it was a PC board tie that wasn't broke in half or, sawed in half to.
Oh, he, he was showing it, and
Hmm.
it was just he looked at that and said, "No, that's not it."
Hmm.
As soon as he took the nail out, it wasn't a problem. So
Hmm.
I'm thinking something was under there that putting the nail into created
Yeah,
it.
well, maybe it was, one of the track wires that maybe had a little nick in it, and it was laying underneath the edge of the rail, and the nail holding it down made the contact. Who knows?
Or it was gremlins.
Yeah. PC
Yeah,
boards.
my wife's got nicknames for everybody. She'll hear it. She knows the voices. She says it's scary that she knows the model railroading community just by their voices. Yeah, lead paint. Who knows? We've never heard of lead paint conducting electricity.
I guess it's possible, depending on what the lead content is. Just don't eat it, Lynn. Lead paint's bad to eat.
Don't snack on it.
Yeah. No matter how hungry you are.
All right. Well, we're at the hour, so I'm going to cut her off, and I will be on next week. I swear, at some point, I'm going to get a couple of videos edited because I've got a bunch shot. I just haven't had time to edit, so I'll get them edited. And I've got an operations one shot, and I've got the finishing up the background buildings. I got a project I'm working on for Vinny. I got tons of stuff to do.
Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah,
You do have
well,
stuff to do.
um, it all depends. If I've got more to do, if I got more mail calls or there's more discussion or whatever the case, yeah, I'll still go hour and a half, 2 hours. But typically an hour is long enough. People get bored. They don't. Not too many people watch videos for longer than an hour. Now, there are certain ones I'll watch for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love to watch. The section crew. I love watching those guys, and they go like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And yours, when you go over an hour, I still watch yours, and a few others. But
Yep.
well,
Hey,
yeah.
Lynn.
I said 2 weeks ago I was only going to be gone 1 week. I said I'd be back this week. So anyway,
And he's just not going to let that go. That he asked me on a format that I don't use, and complaining that I didn't answer him.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lynn.
All right, lady, you take care. Hey, yeah, it's 4th of July weekend, so hopefully everybody's got big plans for the 4th. Normally, our neighborhood puts on a heck of a fireworks display on the other side of the lake, so it all reflects off the lake, and it's pretty cool. So if they do that again this year, I will make sure I take a video. So anyway, with that, everybody, y'all have a great. You plan to sleep, okay? Y'all have a great holiday weekend, and we'll see you next Friday.
Y'all
Bye.
take care. Bye.